NASCAR says the $1 million prize money for winning the in-season challenge will go to the owner. Well, hi folks, welcome back to Racin-n-Braisin. I am CJ, a lifelong NASCAR fan and chef, bringing you plenty of news and analysis from each race weekend, as well as a couple of tips and tricks from my kitchen to yours. Today, we are going to put a bow on Dover. We're going to talk about that race, give it a thumbs up or thumbs down, and look at what the updated playoff picture has in store going forward. And finally, we'll talk briefly on what is up next as NASCAR heads to Indianapolis for the Brickyard 400. But first, let's talk about that in-season challenge. The tweet this morning that I saw when I woke up was from Bob Pockrass. And yes, it said that there was an update. The $1 million prize money for that in-season challenge goes to the owner. So what's the point? A couple things. Number one, why have we been making such a big deal about the driver winning $1 million for the past couple of weeks when they're not actually getting the money? It's going to the owner. Up to the owner, obviously, to distribute that money to the driver or whoever else throughout the team. Yes, this is a team sport, and the team is helping that driver get to that potential $1 million win. But the whole advertisement has been that the driver is going to win the $1 million. So what's the point of all of this? Just for another talking point for all of the media and NASCAR to sing praises over how great this competition has been in the middle of the season? Well, it hasn't. It blew apart in the very first race when basically all of the front runners, all of the contenders that you wanted to go see run to the end and have a big head-to-head battle for this $1 million got eliminated in a giant wreck at Atlanta. And ever since then, everybody's bracket has been busted. Nobody got it right whatsoever, even in that first week. I haven't talked much about the in-season bracket challenge on this program here because I haven't really cared too much about it. I'm not a gambler. I'm not a bettor by any means. I don't go out there and bet online like has become so popular and is being pushed upon us with every commercial break these days about betting on baseball, which I thought was a faux pas. Betting on NASCAR, which, I mean, I guess people have done it throughout the years, but has never really been a big thing. Now it is. Let me get off my high horse here. This in-season challenge has just been a waste of time. It's been a waste of breath for everybody. It's been a waste of resources and priorities for NASCAR. And, you know, I am one of the biggest fans of NASCAR, and I will rah-rah and cheerlead and support them through many things. But this one has just been a waste. If they're going to do it again, which I think obviously they're going to do it again, they've gotten enough hype off of it that they'll want to do it again for next year and beyond. Because, you know, let me stop with the high horse stuff. There needs to be major changes, and things need to be a little bit more clear for all of us fans. The major changes definitely need to include not having a super speedway as the opening week race for that challenge. Whatever. That's the news as of Tuesday morning regarding the in-season challenge, and it just seems like it has been a complete waste of everybody's time. All sorts of media and NASCAR members have been cheering it on and trying to put high priority on it as another talking point for these past couple of weeks in a, you know, what could be viewed as a bit of a rough patch for NASCAR as a whole here in the middle of the summer. A couple of road courses back to back, which fans definitely do not like, myself included, and I like road courses. But yeah, it just... pointless. Absolutely pointless, NASCAR. Either do it better or cut it out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'll get off my high horse. Let's recap Dover, okay? All right, guys. Well, like I told you over the weekend, I did not get an opportunity to watch the Dover race live. So I spent all day Monday trying to catch up on what everybody had to say about it. You'd be surprised how difficult it is to find a full race replay, and I was never able to find one. So I had to rely on the couple different cuts of highlight reels that were on YouTube, as well as scroll through a bunch of X feeds, Instagram feeds, and Facebook feeds to try and get a complete picture of that Dover race. While I was at work and the race was going on, anytime that I had a break, I was checking in on the timeline and the leaderboard to see what was going on. My pick for the day was Denny Hamlin. Mom's pick for the day was Chase Briscoe, which was a surprise to me, and I thought I was in good shape when I saw Denny Hamlin won the race, but yeah, that didn't work out for me all that well. I only gained 1 point on Mom. Chase Briscoe somehow had a surprisingly good finish. His run throughout the day, from what I saw, wasn't all that great, but good tire strategy there at the end put them on the offense for the double overtime finish. Almost got him a win, but Denny Hamlin was able to hold him off from what the highlights showed. The picture that I got from all of the highlights and what everybody had to say about the race was that it followed exactly what I thought it was going to do. The first segment of the race before the competition caution was single file, follow the leader. Nobody wanted to stretch out the second lane until they got an adjustment on the car. And then it did. The second lane came in. There was movement on the track, but not necessarily passing. Dover, notoriously hard to pass, that's for sure. It takes up several laps to even set up a pass. That was the case. We saw that Chase Elliott had a hell of a time getting around Daniel Suarez towards the end of stage one and allowed Christopher Bell to pull back within striking distance. Aero blocking played a huge factor in the race, especially there at the end with Denny Hamlin holding off Chase Briscoe and other hard chargers there in the final restarts. But there were two curveballs thrown into the day. We had two red flags for rain, and that lengthened the viewing experience, but good on NASCAR and TNT to get the remainder of the race in. They could have very easily called that with, just 14 laps remaining when that last red flag came out, but instead they waited it out and they got the rest of the race in. So kudos to them handling that curveball. The other curveball throughout the race clearly was Christopher Bell spinning twice in front of the field. The first time the field avoided him, so, not that big of a deal. The second time, the field decided to stack up behind him. Did he get any damage from it? No, he actually ended up getting a respectable finish considering the spin. But other important players, William Byron in particular, did get damage. And that damage actually led to him losing the regular season points lead, which is huge now with just 5 races remaining. That offers an extra 15 playoff points to get that regular season championship. So, yeah, tough day for William Byron on the heels of Christopher Bell, running out of town. Looking at the results, I definitely am impressed with the way Kyle Larson was able to take a 25th starting position on a really tough, hard to pass track and squeeze out a 4th place finish. I was also, like I said, impressed by Chase Briscoe to be able to manage a second. I was not expecting high results out of him, but as Mom put it during her pick, that 19 car is really good at Dover and was really good for Martin Truex, so she suspected it would be the same case for Chase Briscoe. I had my doubts, but I guess I was proved wrong. So, yeah, kudos, Chase Briscoe. I am impressed with that. What I was disappointed with, 2 things. For one, really hard to find a full race replay, so that's very disappointing. But that doesn't have anything to do with the race itself. I was disappointed by the crowd. No fault to the NASCAR fans, guys. I'm a fan with you. It was, 100 degrees heat index, plenty of storms in the middle of July in Delaware. Yeah, nobody wants to sit in the metal stands for that. It's a shame that with Dover only having one race a year that they're not getting that sellout crowd like all of the other tracks that now only have one race a year. Michigan, Pocono. So that might not fare well for Dover in the future. Hopefully, NASCAR recognizes that having a mid-July race in the Mid-Atlantic is not a great idea. It's going to be 100 degrees, it's going to be sweltering hot, and they're going to deal with a possibility of rain, and that's exactly what we saw happen. Hopefully, in the 2026 season schedule, we see a movement. I like Dover, been to the track a bunch, great facility, and not a bad view in the house, no matter where you sit. Unfortunately, attendance has been down. It's lost a date on the schedule, and the racing is so tough at that track. It's really hard to draw the crowd that it deserves. So that's my takeaways from the race this weekend, which leads us now to give this Dover race a thumbs up or thumbs down. All right, guys, well, let's put it on the thumbs up, thumbs down tally here. I'm not going to give you one. I'm going to leave it to you guys. Since I didn't get a chance to watch the race in its entirety, I don't think it's fair of me to be able to give you guys an informed thumbs up or thumbs down on this one. So I'm going to leave it to y'all. Please, in the comments below, go ahead and put an emoji of a thumbs up or thumbs down and give me a comment as to why. And what we are doing with that is keeping a running tally throughout the season. At the end of the year, we will compile that tally and let you guys know whether this was a good season or not based on your vote, the NASCAR fan. So thank you all for participating in this week's thumbs up, thumbs down, and any in the future. All right, so let's move on now to see what the playoff picture looks like now after Dover. Not too much change here really in position at all. The only changes that I'm seeing really are in the amount of points. Bubba Wallace had a really good point stay at Dover, so a little bit more help. And now that the races are dwindling down, my prediction of having 16 or more different race winners this year looks like a little less probable for sure. So Bubba might actually be safe right there on the cut line at this point. We'll see how it plays out, right? 5 more races before the playoffs take off. There's still potential here for some new race winners. Indianapolis is coming up next. And, the potential for a random race winner is there. We've seen it at Indy before, but it definitely favors the larger teams. So we're definitely going to see the Joe Gibbs racers, the Hendrick guys up front, and maybe the Penske guys. I don't know. They haven't looked as strong as the other two major teams. Since we are going to Indianapolis, it does have me thinking about food for that region. And I was doing a little bit of research on what is the most popular regional dish in Indiana, and it's the Hoosier Sandwich, which is a fried pork tenderloin sandwich, and that sounds fantastic. I have the day off for Sunday, and I'll be able to watch the race, which means I have an opportunity to cook up a Hoosier sandwich, and I'll probably put together some footage there for you guys and talk you through how everything went. So keep an eye out for those videos coming up. Thursday, we will have a full preview of the Brickyard 400. Be sure to subscribe, hit that bell icon so you do not miss an episode of Racin'-n-Braisin. Until then, guys, I will leave you to it. Hope you all have a great week. Stay happy.